Дальше куда мне идти-то? Угу, я понял.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
Теперь вы мне доверяете?
I thought I didn't measure up as Pathfinder.
Director Addison keeps her own counsel. I keep mine.
And when you disagree?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis.
Типа ее надо полностью
The
зачистить?
more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable, so how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right.
Идеально.
I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
Что было за
Just
АЗС?
point me to my ship and I'll be out of here.
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that.
Это она типа долбада коснулась, я так полагаю.
Ryder, please see me in Sam node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
Окей, с директором Таном. Ну. Окей, такс, не то. Да, мне так. Журнал с чистого листа. Это приоритетная задача. Назад. Союзники и отношения. Пропавшие ковчеги. Ага. Дополнительные. Так, ну я сначала освоюсь на Нексусе все же. Ух, ничего себе. Я же с тобой уже поговорил.
Ryder, you have my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Ну, что с ними случилось?
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
Ну, поподробнее
Any more
обо всем.
information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst.
То есть,
Should you find any
они,
clues,
скорее всего,
please
потерпели крушение.
investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Остальные?
Are there any other arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave, but before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Проблемы Нексуса.
Sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
Мне больше всего сейчас интересно
Candace
сквер.
mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we call them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
А где Кроганы?
There don't
Хороший
seem to
вопрос,
be many
кстати.
Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. Their muscle.
Ну, ладно,
nothing
вот
more.
это вот идеально.
Good for
Вот это
fighting
вот они
and
хорошо
lifting
сделали.
heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Потому что соларианцы и Кроганы никогда не ладили.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a
Ну да.
violent, ignorant
Я думал, что-то
species.
будет другое.
Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another.
Ну ладно,
Their planet
это
was
скорее всего в
decimated.
расчете на новых
My
игроков,
people tried to
которые не
uplift
знакомы
them,
с серией.
but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to
Ну,
Andromeda?
если быть точнее,
We'll all be
вы подавили их возможности размножаться и просто, можно сказать, уничтожили их этим самым. Они возненавидели всех, и я в третьей части, по-моему, да, в третьей части я вернул им, ну, возможность к размножению. То есть, пожертвовав Мордином, починил эту сраную фиговину на тучанке.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
Что-нибудь
What do you
новенькое
know
тогда
about the early
поспрашиваю.
days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Jean Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth, wealthy, young for a human. Garson had the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Мотивы прилета.
Why do you think most people came?
Хотя вот мне
There
кажется,
are
если я буду вот
thousands of
все диалоги
reasons,
так же
one for every colonist
абсолютно
here.
все задания
What does any pilgrim
мелкие
seek?
выполнять, то
Usually,
я даже за
happiness,
10 часов не
finding the
дойду
thing
до
that
той
eludes
точки,
them, the
где
thing
сюжетка
to fulfill
обрывается.
them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
Так что, скорее всего,
Looks
я
like a melting
сейчас
pot
пойду
around
по
The
основному
Nexus is
заданию, а
home
за
to several
дополнительные
initiative
возьмусь
species.
уже после.
Many came ahead of the arcs. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
Ну ладно, еще вопросы. Еще вопросы. Роль Танана.
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
Почему?
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea
Он
of
так и не
exploring
ответил.
space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure
Короче,
that
он
you do.
бухгалтер.
Right.
Я понял.
Sorry. So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations.
Здесь как бы
Canvas runs the
вопросы
militia,
для
and
вопросов.
Addison
Давайте
manages
сделаем
colonial
еще
affairs.
вопросы, чтобы были вопросы для
I oversee
вопросов
all of
для
them.
вопросов.
In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat or other
Прилететь, если не
terrors
умрем,
lurking in
построить
Helios,
дома,
colonists
если
being murdered
построим,
on sight
защитить их.
can be
Все ясно.
discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
Передовые станции, что
What can
это
you tell me
такое?
about forward stations?
I was
Ну, я
afraid
типа
you'd ask.
тупой.
It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out,
Ладно,
Ryder.
до встречи.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
I'm happy to help. You will find our futures depend on each other's success. Good luck.
Угу. Ну, в принципе, можно со всеми поговорить. Не так уж много. Ну, типа. Могу поизучать.
What am I going to do?
This console reports on the militia's current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please speak with Tyrann Candros for authorization to participate.
Please be advised that Hyperion Doctrine.
That's the console for our strike teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have Apex, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster, I can give you authority to dispatch them.
С какой целью?
What situations should they handle?
Protecting civilian outposts, holding key positions, or just distracting the cat. Authorization complete. Good luck out there.
Быстро. Ударные отряды. Чтобы поддержать начинание инициативы, вы можете посылать на задание ударные отряды. В случае успеха они получают очки опыта, а райдеры награды. В случае провала опыта будет мало, а награды не будет вовсе. Я понял. Apex — ударный отряд, выполняющий самые важные задания в секторе. Выберите задание и нажмите Space, чтобы отправить туда Apex. Игра сохранится перед запуском сетевой игры, а вы возьмете на себя роль одного из оперативников Apex в составе небольшой группы. Задание Apex можно выполнять в сетевой игре вместе с друзьями с помощью подбора игроков, чтобы зарабатывать награды и бонусы для своего первопроходца. Ага. Я, кажется, понял. Прямо отсюда, получается, можно начать сетевую игру, да? Внимательно ознакомьтесь с описанием задания, временными рамками и награды за успешное выполнение и дополнительными подробностями. Это задание в данный момент доступны вашим ударным отрядам. Выберите задание с помощью Space и отправьте ударный отряд. Список заданий обновляется каждый день. Этот значок указывает на уровень сложности задания. Окей. Ага, я понял. Бронза, серебро, золото. Ясно. Ага. Что-то я не понял. Ладно, сейчас я не понял. Угу. Да, стоп, это золотой уже? Ага. Ладно, я, наверное, это буду потом в сетевой игре проходить, потому что так будет интереснее. А сейчас мы с тобой поболтаем.
The others bent your ear, did they?
Something like that?
You get used to it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder. Can't argue with results, though they'll try. Anyway, welcome to Militia HQ. Excuse the mess. This office fields militia work, Nexus security, and looking for the Tyrian Ark.
What's the word on the Turian Ark?
Scattered readings. Some indicate the Natanus was destroyed, others that people are alive. Who knows? If you need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
Ну, о кетах расскажи.
What do you know about the enemies we've encountered? The Ket.
We usually see them on worlds with those alien structures. The Ket don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure why. They don't talk to us. Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. but I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
The good one?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know. Then my sister became a sculptor and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service. But I kept wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
Ладно, с тобой
You
все
talk like
ясно,
you
в
were part of the
общем-то.
leadership. How did you end up commanding the militia?
I was escorting a prospecting team on some moon when those Ket found us. They penned us like cattle for experiments. I managed to get loose, snatched a gun, and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to war in the Nexus, everyone looked at me like I was in charge.
That sounds familiar.
The militia grew from there. Funny, once the heat is on, all kinds of people rise to the top.
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us.
Ну да, в этом все
That's
турианцы.
probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
It's rough out there. I might need backup if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered.
Окей.
But that isn't news to you, right?
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
А с какой турианкой? Где рассеянная турианка? Так, М. Это что такое? Штаб ополчения. Ага. Там можно поговорить, ладно. Чуть
The
позже.
planet was toxic. What if they store oxygen in porous tissue, like Quiro's rockfish?
I still reckon they had breather gear stowed in that armor.
Perhaps both. Life is infinitely adaptable, as our expedition proves.
Можно поговорить.
Procedures for Hyperion are on hold.
You must be the Pathfinder. Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr.
Professor Herrick, my colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
Угу. И на чем вы
What
специализируетесь
fields do you study?
конкретно?
Eric's into life sciences. I do planetary geology, oceanography, rocks and runoff.
Короче, все в общем
Aradana's the space and math.
разбитое на
Not that we've had much to study,
несколько
with
разных.
everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
And maybe Addison will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
Все что ли?
Pathfinder, those bioscans are superb. Could you gather more for our comparative conservation effort?
Ну, допустим.
What conservation effort?
Ah, my thesis is on the console there. Broad strokes, we're comparing and preserving organisms from both galaxies. If you donate more bioscans and samples to the catalog, I can get you a finder's fee. Tempting?
Конечно.
Engineering update.
Ты что мне скажешь?
Hi, Pathfinder.
More power.
Want to hit some rocks for science?
All non-relevant repair requests.
Ну, мне
Absolutely.
нравится этот
What do you
ответ.
need?
Power coupling is
Sam and I used your scans and made a VI for geophysics surveys. Beta builds on the console there. Test it out in the field, and I'll wrangle you a consultant's bonus from Director Addison. How's that sound?
Pathfinder, we've had some trouble.
Anything I can help with?
Perhaps. I discharged an away team to get readings from a section of the Scourge that was behaving anomalously. They haven't reported in for some time, and sensors can't locate their shuttle.
Это
I sent them
плохо.
out there. Good, dedicated people. I fear what might have happened to them.
Соберись,
Your work is
Азари.
important. Don't lose sight of that. When I'm out there, I'll see if I can find them.
Their friends and family will want to know what's happened, and I need to know. The beauty of the cosmos unfolds in your planet scans, Pathfinder. But there is more they can do.
Do you have something in mind, Doctor?
Plans for a school are underway to inspire a new generation
Ой,
of
с ними
young
еще по несколько
minds.
раз можно говорить.
I want to
Окей.
craft a model of the cluster for them, accurate and splendid from your data. My prototype is on that console. Add more scans to improve it, and I will share my educational budget with you. And my thanks.
А, ну все, с ними больше нельзя говорить. И где консольки, мне интересно. Так, коды, журнал. Ой-ой-ой. Что такое? Допустим, начнем с этого. Последнее предложение. Профессор Герик и другие. Поскольку мы бесспорно являемся для Андромеды инвазивными видами, мы еще успеем оставить свой след, но действовать надо осторожно, стараясь сохранить все, что из-за нас может исчезнуть. Скопление Лея бросило нам неожиданный вызов. Мы прибыли сюда с запасами семян и образцами ДНК, чтобы сохранить биологическое разнообразие видов Млечного Пути. Но эти территории пострадали от скверны, их уникальная флора и фауна оказалась под угрозой. Их также необходимо защитить. Описание обновления. Угу. Окей. Сканировать планеты. Ух, ё-моё. Ладно, дальше журнал, следующее задание. Сканировать планеты, формы жизни. Освоиться это я сейчас доделаю. Камни для науки. А, и минералы. А, я то бишь сразу все задания взял, по сути. Ладно. Я не против. К Турианке потом вернусь.
There you are. Hope the others haven't been giving you a hard time. There's a lot that needs doing. At least with the Hyperion hooked up and feeding us power, my team and I can get more work done.
Просто голос какой-то такой.
What kind of work do you do as superintendent?
I was part of the team that originally
Да, я была частью команды. Да, это женщина. Я думаю, что за голос
or as functional as possible.
Все, теперь понятно. Извиняюсь за тупость, я затупил.
I noticed there aren't a lot of Krogan around.
Tan, ask him why most of my people left. He'll have.
Я уже спросил.
I can tell you this much. When the mutiny happened, a deal was made. My clan were supposed to settle matters and in return, get more say in the initiative.
Did the deal go through?
The clan held up their part, but Tan had a meltdown when he found out we wanted more say around here. Then Addison's assistant, Spender, pretended he never made the deal in the first place. It was a mess, but I don't blame my people for walking out. We're done being used.
А ты почему осталась? Вот это действительно хорошо. Кроганы же они своенравны все.
Complicated. The station and my clan both need me here.
Еще вопросы?
What sort of problems have you seen on the Nexus?
Situation's gone to shit pretty much.
Ну мне все об этом говорят. Можно поконкретнее?
Some idiots tried to mutiny and take over, then more idiots offended my clan, so they left. And to top it all off, the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, was killed.
I thought the Hyperion had it bad when we arrived. Anything else?
The outposts aren't happening because we don't have resources or people, so Addison's more uptight than ever. And let's not forget how badly the station was damaged on arrival. But that's a detail, according to some. My team and I are repairing what we can. If we don't get materials soon, things will go downhill. Fast.
What happened to Gian Garson?
Killed in the Scourge disaster. Her and a bunch of the other leaders. Tan might know more.
Ну, в общем, да.
When we left the Milky Way, the Krogan were still dealing with the genophage.
Right. The genophage. A little gift to our people from the Solarians thousands of years ago. That sterility virus they infected us with left most of our children stillborn.
Ну да, но я же решил эту проблему.
Only 1 in 1,000 survive.
Лекарство. Давайте, мне
What
вот
about the Krogan here in
интересно.
Andromeda?
There's no cure for it. But my clan was starting to show mutation against the virus. A natural defense.
А вот это
During the
интересно.
trip to get here, Krogan underwent gene therapies to enhance the mutation while we were in stasis.
So you used those 600 years to your advantage. Gave the adaptation more time to develop.
Yeah. Still
Ну,
early,
из
but
всего, что
I
здесь
think we
сказано, я
made a
делаю
dent.
вывод, что события
Our
Андромеды
scientists say we've
происходят
improved viability to
до
almost 4%,
событий. Хотя
which is
год,
a
надо
lot better than
посмотреть
what we
год,
have.
я не помню точно
Beyond
дату.
all the statistics, it means more Krogan children will live. It's the only way my people have a future out here.
No wonder your people have such a problem with Solarians.
Some wounds never heal. Not that my ancestors
Что-то
didn't
я
provoke
что-то не
it.
обратил
They
внимания на
did
даты.
try to
Какой там
conquer the
был год?
galaxy. The Solarians were forced to respond. And it's not fair
2185,
to
если
blame
не
it all on
ошибаюсь.
them
Надо будет
either.
глянуть.
The Solarians developed the virus, but it
Что
was
я
the
даже не подумал об
Turians
этом.
who deployed it. I'm hoping that's all in the past. Plenty of blame to go around, but Andromeda is about new beginnings. My people need that more than
Так,
most.
еще вопросы? Пока все.
Nothing more for now.
See you later.
Ну все, со всеми поговорил. О, контейнер.
Engineering update. We are working.
Такс. Навыки. Меня был... О, 3-й уровень. Давай-ка технику еще качну. Такс. Где тут броня была? Предметы, навыки, предметы, броня. Я не могу их выбрать. Где можно это сделать? Мне такой вопрос. Угу. Я типа уже не могу побеседовать с этой бабой. Нет, вот задание отдельно висит. Ты, да?
This is a nightmare. It's not right. It's not fair.
What's wrong?
Oh my, you're... So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last. Maybe you could help. You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political. My husband, he's locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
И что за
What
преступление?
exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda, but the dead man was his friend. He wouldn't have. There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him.
Ну окей, я всегда всем помогаю. Конечно.
I'd be happy to.
Зачем
Oh,
отказываться,
thank
не
you.
понимаю.
I'm sure the jailer will allow you a visit.
Правда, выполнять я это буду потом.
Tell Nilken I love him.
Please be advised that Hyperion docking procedures are
Набрать заданий-то всегда можно. Вот Лем.
Pathfinder, no time for our beer yet. This place is a mess. Security is... let's call it strained.
I can believe it. Nexus is running on empty.
Not just that. A lot of the exiles were security. Everyone was trained and armed for Frontier. We know Ket are dangerous, and now we have to worry about our people too. No idea where they went, but they left mad.
Возможно.
There's apparently no viable planets in range. Exile may have been a sanitized death sentence.
What a shit show. Pathfinder, we have to get this back on track or we don't survive. No pressure, right?
Да, мы справимся.
As long as the
Всегда
Nexus is
справлялись.
here,
Ну, в принципе,
as
это
long
наша
as we're
задача.
here, we have a job to do.
Double down crisis mode. I can do that. We can do that. Ready and willing, Pathfinder.
Окей, теперь журнал приоритетное с чистого листа. Поговорить с Сэмом на Гиперионе. Ну, идем на Гиперион. Что здесь еще есть? Сперва только гляну. Продавец оружия. Первый убийца. Штаб ополчения. колонизация, офис стана, офис кэш. Ну, ладно, пойдем поговорим еще здесь. По крайней мере, с торговцем уж точно.
Weapons and stuff. I got you covered. Use the console to take a look through.
Ладно, я понял.
It'd be a lot easier if I weren't missing half my stock.
А что с ценами?
Ouch. Why am I paying for these?
Да, действительно, я ж первопроходец.
What with how we crash landed and all. And I have to trade with the crooks out there for the rest, so.
Предметы торговца. Крестоносец? Серьезно? А вот это неплохая штучка, насколько я помню. Правда, на 100 я вряд ли смогу купить. Сокол. Блин, я бы хотел крестоносца себе. Ну, гадюка у меня есть. Ага. Допустим, это продам. Как это продать? Схема классификации. Так, нет, гадюка мне нужна. Блок обхода счетов. Это тоже. Ну, я надеюсь, это же все мусор, да? Который просто для продажи. Ну, вроде как, да, обмен. Окей. Так, у меня 1600. Пока что я ничего не хочу покупать. Броня. Ага. Нету ничего, ладно. Ну, поговорим, выполним это задание.
Pathfinder Ryder, here to see Nilk and Rensis.
Ah, our murderer. Wife's here all the time. Guess she told you her sob story. Nilkan, you're moving up in the world. There's a Pathfinder wanted to chat with you.
The Pathfinder, huh? They called in the big guns to exile Andromeda's first murderer.
I'm not here to exile you. Told your wife I'd look into things.
At this point, it's too late. They found me guilty.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I was part of the futile effort to set up a colony on Eos. We were on our last legs, overrun by hostiles, our leader dead. The security chief, Reynolds, my friend, he refused to call for evacuation. I argued with him. Everyone saw.
So when he was killed, people assumed you did it?
For good reason. He ordered us to regroup and counterattack. We were moving through a sandstorm. I saw movement, thought it was the Ket, and I guess I panicked and fired. A witness saw the chief's chest explode.
Sounds like an accident.
That's what I told them. But I was enraged when we argued. There's a recording. It's ugly. Everyone's certain I did it on purpose so we could evacuate. Only my word otherwise.
I'll check out the evidence. Maybe something doesn't add up.
It'd be nice to have someone with an open mind looking at it. You're a Pathfinder. I'm sure Kandros would give you access. Maybe there's still hope.
О, это надолго? Кто такой? Так, где он? А, это он и есть.